We begin today's recording by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are on. I am on Burrawang land. Where are you, Breeza?
I am on the land of the Djajarurrung people.
We pay our respects to the elders past and present and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are tuning in today.
And wherever you're listening to the potty today, make sure you know whose land you're on. Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. If any of today's conversations have been triggering, please reach out to your local support centre in Australia. That is Lifeline 131114. Crack a can, Maso.
What are you cracking today, Breeza? What else are you tucking into today?
I am on. I've been running this for a while, actually, La Vie en Rose. But do you know what I've just noticed on the Altina bottle? Down the side, it says Pink Rose Organic Hibiscus Sweet Orange.
Oh,
Taste buds having a party.
Sweet orange is very calming.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Good gear.
Oh, so nice.
Well, you're having it in the sharing bottle and I'm having it in the can.
You've got the can.
Can in your hand. What have Altina been so generous giving our listeners, Breeza?
Yeah, so all our listeners, every single one of you get a discount code of 10%, which is BFB10. And where do they shop that, Maso?
At www.altinadrinks.com.
Butchered that one.
Just find it in the bio.
Find the bio. Thank you, Altina. We love your drinks and we love you and everything you do.
We love you.
Maso.
Breeza.
Now, I'm just going to start this potty because I know you're bursting. You are absolutely bursting. Firstly, our future selves. This is our past selves you're hearing from. So we've had Christmas and I'm sure we've had a great time. It's Boxing Day today. But Maso, tell us your exciting story.
Oh, my goodness, Breeza. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm just about to pop. So yesterday, which was a couple of months ago now, when this drops, I was fortunate enough to have Ben Crow, so mindset coach, mentor, surfer, dad, public figure. He's just, if you're not across Ben Crow, Quick Sticks or wherever you've been living under a rock. He was on my flight with his colleague Ash, who is the man behind Mojo. They used to work together years ago, and it was Ash who said, Ben, you need to do something with this, and Rose, and made Mojo actually come to life. So extraordinary. They've got this new merch out, which is what I'm wearing now. It's Mojo embroidered Kia, and their little line is Own Your Story. How good is that? Isn't it incredible?
When I just read it then, I just went into deep thinking straight away.
Yep. Which is what we do here. We own our stories here, don't we? And give everyone permission. Own and overshare.
We own that shit.
Yeah. But they were so, oh, my God, they were Breeza. So I was completely unprofessional and just couldn't help myself. And I said, oh, my God, I'm such a fan. Can I please get a photo later in the flight, like full fangirl? Which I wouldn't think anything less.
I wouldn't think anything less, Maso, to be honest. Get up in their grill.
Yeah. Can't just let these opportunities go by. I never want to walk away from something and go, oh, I wish I had done that. So I can only ever say no. He was so gracious and up for it and just said, yeah, absolutely, we'll get one. And Ash said, yeah, we'll get one with you in the jumper. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And, I'm happy to keep the jumper. Just jokes. Anyway, long story short, they had actually taken the jumpers off throughout the flight because it was warm.
Right.
And when I took away their trays and I was getting other things, Ash said, yeah, give it to her. And Ben handed me the jumper. And I said, oh, great, I'll pop it on now, ready for the photo. And he goes, no, you can keep it. And I was like, oh,
literally off his own back.
Yeah, off his own, literally off his own back. And I was obviously nearly dying, like, rest in peace me. Just completely heart bursting everywhere. Just can't believe they were actually giving me this jumper. Anyway,
How
Ash,
beautiful.
incredible. Ash said, I'd give you mine, but it's been washed about 5 times. Ben's only had his from about half an hour. And I was like, I can't believe it. I nearly cried right in the
Oh,
spot. And it's
Maso.
just like they just paying it forward. That's what he said. We're just paying it forward. Like we're being kind. And like they wanted nothing in return. Like they
Yeah.
didn't, it was nothing about that. Anyway, I sat and chatted to them for a fair while and just wanted to be the best friends. Like I just wanted to muscle in. But we can meet people in the public eye and they just exceed the expectation of what they're really like in real life, and just so gracious, so kind, so engaging, just made me want to be a better human being. And just
mate.
naturally, they weren't trying to be anything. They were just delicious, gorgeous human beings. And we had photos and videos in the aircraft, and I just want to be a better human being because of that. And so, yeah, own your story. Everything that Mojo is about. He has apps. They've got mindset courses. Get amongst it. You'll see it all across Instagram. And get some merch. It's amazing. Real cushy, nice, comfy jumps.
It looks awesome on you, Maso.
It looks cool, doesn't it? Straight off
cool.
Ben Crow's back.
Oh.
So those who don't know, he was Ash Barty's mindset coach, and he's also worked with Andre Agassi, three-time premiership AFL team Richmond, Dylan Alcott. He's a big dog and worked for Nike as well. He was like the marketing director of Nike. So he's a big dog.
Massive dog. And he's generous.
So generous.
And genuine by the sounds of it as well.
Genuine, just authentic, just a really humble guy. Yeah, they're incredible. So massive, big. We love Mojo Crow and everything they're about. So yeah, own your story.
So cool. Love that. Love that. I can see you beaming. You're beaming through the Zoom.
Yeah, I'm so up and about. But this is what kindness does, doesn't it? Like their simple act of kindness.
Yeah.
I'm still on a massive high from it, So it's,
totally.
It's amazing. So anyway, now your turn,
Well, I
Breeza.
can't top that.
No, I'll be honest, you probably can't.
Cannot, not going to try. But yeah, so at the time of this recording, this is a bit recording this sort of mid-November-ish, facing the busiest social time of the year, being Christmas and Christmas parties. And I know we've done an episode at the start of December. We spoke about Christmas, but yeah, I'm just sort of sitting here pondering, going, I wonder what future me on Boxing Day is going to be proud of. Or regret, So I'm just like, there's so many Christmas parties that are coming up. So yeah, hopefully when this podcast drops, I have had a great December and haven't felt like a drink. That's what I'm. I'm quite mindful that I could easily dip my toe back in. So I'm just, but yeah. Anyway, you'll hear about that next ep.
Do you want to unpack that now, though? How you're feeling right now? And I'm interested to see when this ep drops and how you'll feel then.
Well, we can talk about that. Yeah, obviously in Jan. But right now, I just know there's at least 5, probably 6 parties that are coming up that will be massive sessions that people will just be laying their hair down. Because you know what? December is that month where everyone does get a bit more loose and leery, don't they?
100%.
Because it's such I've got, as I said, we're recording this mid-November, I've already got the Christmas buzz going on. I'm getting excited. I can see the end in sight. I suppose from a work point of view, I can see the end is in sight, and I'm starting to plan out my stuff for clients. So to get us through to the new year. I don't know how I'm feeling, but all I know is that where I'm looking down at the moment where we're recording this potty, I have a ton of AF drinks. And I've even got a bottle of bubbles in the fridge now, just in case. A just in case. That, someone's like, oh, let's catch up or let's do this. I'm like, I'll just be able to grab a cold bottle without going, oh, it's up room temperature at the moment. I'll just go for the real deal. So I've got my AF drinks prepped and primed and ready to go.
Good. What do we say? Poor preparation leads to poor performance. So
and I don't want to deal with hangovers, mate. So that's just the bottom line is I just don't want to deal with hangovers.
That's exactly right. Isn't it funny? And we used to make it part of our lives. We used to pencil in a hangover.
Yeah. Totally. So when everyone listening to this, hopefully, I've had a solid December on the AFs.
We'll check back in. We'll circle back in January.
But It is the Boxing Day, and we've still got confession session to get through.
Confession session, it's time to play. Where you tell us what you're ashamed to say.
Last one of the year, actually, Maso.
Last
Big
one.
Last one.
Ooh, let's make it a big one.
Oh,
What do you got?
well, just when you think you've got no more left, they just pop up. They pop up. Oh, this one wasn't great for the person involved. Well, I was part of it, but the other person on the receiving end of it. So it was, I think, just got back from Vanuatu, a scuba diving trip at Vanuatu. So I would have been 21 years old. And I reckon it was around Christmas time, actually, Maso. I reckon I know it was definitely summer. And I had a night on the piss, like a massive night. It was a fun night. I don't know what the occasion was. It was probably just because it was December. Blacked out, did a classic blackout. Woke up at a friend's house. So me and my friend woke up at a guy's house, so that we were friends with. So a few of us had gone back to this house and just partied, and Breeza blacked out. Anyway, woke up. So my friend and I, who I won't name her name, but you know her, and our other male friend had just got this new stick Commodore V8 Ute. Right? It was his baby. Fully sick, bro. It was his pride and joy. It was his baby. Can't tell you what colour it was, but it looked sick. Like it had all the bells and whistles, stick rims. Like, yeah, loved it. And so, and he wouldn't let anyone drive it. Wouldn't let anyone drive it because I had asked in the past, like, can I take it for a spin? Nah. So righto. So anyway, I wake up. The house is quiet. And I say to my friend, I'm like, let's take old mate Ute for a drive. So this is the next morning. Probably still got booze running through my veins. So anyway, we took it for a spin.
I can just
Loved myself sick in it. Went to Macca's drive-through, went out to the other side of town, took it probably for a good hour. Spin.
Yeah, right.
Really, really took advantage of the opportunity that
the wheels
we created. Anyway, get a phone call from the guy. Shitty as all hell. Oh. So shitty. Ooh. And we're in that funny mood, Maso, the next day, funny mood. So we were loosey-goosey. Yeah, loosey-goosey. Everything's funny. We were still in that mood. So we sort of laughed it off, went for a bit more of a drive, and then went back to his house. And he had fully cracked it. Oh. And then I felt bad. Then I was like, oh, he's actually serious. So then I felt really bad for my behaviour. But up until that point, I was kingpin, just beaming, cruising around Bendigo in this V8 Commodore.
You have your arm up on them.
Oh, it would have been a fat arm in it for sure. But yeah, and I know that I wouldn't have done that. It's the next day vibes, isn't it? The next day vibes. You're a bit invincible still. Yeah, things are a bit funny. You still got some crazy ideas in your head, and that's what happened. Thankfully, the ute came back in perfect order. Just low, probably half a tank of fuel gone. So I hope he has forgiven me, because I know it was quite a thing for a while, actually.
Oh, really?
It was quite a thing. Yeah, he really had on to it for some time. So whenever we see each other now, we're still chatting, but that's all fine. But yeah. Looking back, not a good choice, Brianna, not a good choice at all.
Oh, but isn't it funny? You feel invincible in that moment. You think everyone's on board with your funnies, and then you still think everyone's on board until you find out that they're not. And you're just like, oh, that pain. I can feel that pain in you when you realise how embarrassed.
Yeah. I was like, this is not funny. I took it too far. And then you've really hurt someone, or you've... and
humiliated
also
yourself, and danger, you've really...
Danger, that's what I think. Because V8, you're not doing the speed limit probably. And, if I had got pulled over, which you so often hear about people getting pulled over the next day.
Yeah, correct.
If I had blown the bag, I would have blown numbers before.
Blew the bag apart.
Yeah, on a Sunday morning with me Macca's.
Yeah.
So anyway...
Thank you for sharing. I can still feel that little bit of pain there.
Oh, I still remember it. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's not joke. Like he's serious here.
And isn't it funny when you still think, oh, we're still joking, you know, a couple of little like, come on, mate, and they're still not coming out of it, and you then that feeling, just the blood just rushes out of your body. You just go, oh, we're not joking.
Yeah. Had that. Had all the feels.
Oh, I feel for you. Well,
I feel like I needed to include that in our sorry episode.
We can. What would you like to say, Breeza?
Well, I won't name his name, but sorry, old mate. I am sincerely sorry that I did the wrong thing, took your keys, thought you were asleep, damn it, and I took you for a little joyride when I know it was your pride and joy. And I would have been pissed off too.
Yeah. Would you? You wouldn't be doing that on a normal day, on a sober day.
Oh shit, no, mate. I would have fully respected, as if I would grab his keys and catch a mate. I know you don't want me to do this, but I'm going to do it. No way.
Yeah.
No way. But silly Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it makes you do.
Yeah. Your prefrontal cortex is still a bit bent out of shape.
Still a bit wobbly.
Damn you, booze.
Thanks for listening, mate.
Thanks for sharing.
Over to you.
Okay, so we're taking you on the other side of the world to Amsterdam.
Oh, brilliant. Mushrooms and cafes.
Yes, correct. We're going to go there. So after 3 months of travelling around Europe in a van, it follows the tour around the coast of Europe, starts in Pamplona, running of the bull, sort of finishes at Beer Fest 3 months later, and then everybody sort of limps their way to Amsterdam, where we call it Amsterdamage, because it's the last hit out before you end up back in the UK.
I didn't know that little section at the end.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I just
then
thought
you get the ferry from Rotterdam over to back to the UK. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. That's something. Great.
So, yeah, good way to wrap it up.
Just set the scene.
So there would have been, I don't know, about between 20 or 30 of us. We all had to meet at one of the cafes, and we sat outside, and we were all going to take mushies together, and obviously drinking all day as well. We all get to choose what mushies we want. And it was one of the funniest, most have you had mushie? Oh,
yeah.
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 How'd you go?
Oh, giggle potted the whole way between Amsterdam and Germany on the train. Just a little giggle pot. It was great. It was great. I know that sounds terrible on like a soberish podcast, but yeah, it was a funny, giggly.
Funny.
Yeah, giggled, yeah.
It is funny. So on the mushies, having a good time, funny. That was all going well. I still remember hallucinating and what was happening in that time.
Oh, you hallucinated?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There was a bit going on. It was pretty funny.
Oh.
But the only thing I find with hallucinating, and because I've tried, I've obviously given various things a bit of a touch up over the time, and particularly another time we took mushies, you can't turn it off when you've had enough of the trip.
Yeah.
You can't turn it off. You're like, I want it to stop now, and it won't stop. And then
even if you close your eyes,
to do your head worse.
Oh, it's worse.
Going, yeah. And things can feel wet around you. Like everything just feels wet, and you just want it to stop, and you can't. It's just wrong when it goes too far. Anyway, but this particular time in Amsterdam, the girls obviously had too much, and they needed to go home, which was fine. I should have gone home with them, but me being me, doesn't want our party to wanted to cruise around with the boys. So I'm cruising around with, 10 guys and the red light district. So I don't know what happened, but at some stage, I don't know, it's like a lost kid that stays looking at something, and then the rest of the group go. But none of those guys are looking back to see where I am. If it was the girls, they'd sort of look back to see where, is she all right? And this story comes up because I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about how, and I'll continue the story in a minute, but being out of control, like she never likes to get so out of control or out of her body or be completely out of control. And it made me think, that time in Amsterdam when all the boys left and I was in the red light district and I couldn't see anyone that I knew, and I was there off my face walking through the crowd trying to find familiar faces, and I couldn't, and I don't know how, what happened, but it was the first time ever that I was actually scared, and I was terrified I couldn't find anyone, and I was calling out and I couldn't see the boys. I don't know where they went. I don't know whether they went into one of the red light shows or where they went.
Shit.
But I was on my own in Amsterdam sideways.
And no one knew where you were in the world.
No one knew where I was and what I was doing. I mean, it was a packed city, busy city, but I couldn't even really function of how I was going to get a cab. Where do I get?
Yep.
None of that stuff. I was
Yep.
completely vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it's probably the only time that I felt really scared of what.
So did your mind alter then from sort of that, like,
I'm
off your
scared.
head? Yeah. So I went from
I'm
off your
scared.
head, like off your head to I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm
And
scared.
I'm still wigging out.
Yeah.
So-
Which would have exacerbated all of that.
Yeah.
As well.
What happened next?
Yeah, well, I ended up obviously being able to go, all right, well, I don't know, I can't kick around in town first. I needed to get back to our campsite. So I ended up getting into a cab and going back to the campsite.
The
And,
instinct sort of kicked in, Maso.
yeah, to try and get myself home in some way, shape or form. But I don't remember, I couldn't tell you the ride home, the cab ride or any of that stuff. So, yeah, but it just made me think, yeah, I was scared. I was really scared. And
What an awful feeling.
Yeah, I still remember it now. And I think about, I've put myself in really shitty, dangerous situations where I've been really vulnerable before. But that one, I think obviously the drugs that are in the system took things to a new level. But yeah, I think that's it. Like as chicks, we always look over our shoulder and make sure all the girls are safe. The guys weren't looking over the shoulder to see if I was still tagging along like a little pest behind them either. Like they didn't notice. And everyone was just wasted.
That reminds me, Maso, thank you for sharing. Just a really quick one about the blokes things. I was at a conference in San Diego and I was drinking with a friend and then I was like, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go back to the hotel. I walked back to the hotel and at one point I was like, is there someone following me? Oh. Anyway, I got back fine. The next day I said to that guy, never let me walk back to the hotel on my own ever again. Like at the time I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do it. It was, I don't know, a kilometre or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had this feeling of uneasiness at some point of that walk. So yeah, it's good message for blokes though, Maso, in that, isn't there?
Yeah.
With your story.
Yeah. To just keep an eye on you. And they're not all like that. Not all guys are like that. Some of them are incredibly,
But they were obviously off their head as well.
Yeah, everyone was wasted. Yeah. But things can go so bad. So I'm so lucky to tell the story. I'm so sorry for my mum. I know she's listening. She'll be like, yep, I had every reason to be worried about you on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
When I was being completely reckless. I'm so sorry. Oopsie doopsie. Anyway, what do we say, Breeza?
It wouldn't have happened if we weren't hammered or hallucinating on mushrooms in Amsterdam. So we come together today. Bit of a light-hearted episode today, isn't it, May? So end of the year, it's Boxing Day. Not sure how listeners are feeling. So we wanted to make it a bit light-hearted.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, bit of fun. You introduced the topic, Maso.
Yeah, well, we had EP 44, if you want to circle back, we had the sorry episode where we wanted to have public apologies to people, things, places.
Objects.
Rome, cities.
Whole cities.
that we've been kicked out of. Hopefully I'll be friends with Rome again one day.
Friend request them.
Can we be mates? Yeah. Poke. Like, remember the poke on Facebook?
Bloody poke. I don't think I ever poked. I got poked and never poked. I never
I
was a
got
poker.
a few pokes.
Yeah.
A nice idea by Facebook until it made it creepy. Anyway, so we had that episode. And so, we thought it was a friend of yours actually came up with the idea of thank you, wasn't it? So we thought, thank you.
Yeah. So we're doing the episode thanking people when if we've been drunk and they've helped us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want me to share the story that kicked this off, Maso?
Absolutely.
This is from, and he said I could name names because I texted him.
Oh, I love a name drop.
Yeah. You love a name drop, don't you? So let me just double check.
A bit too much. I don't think people want their name dropped as much.
Okay, so his words were, I couldn't give a fuck if you use my name, mate. All good. So we've got full permission to use his name.
Love it.
Now, I'll have to decide. He was obviously texting quite fast when I texted him this morning. So anyway, he said, I woke up at a mate's and he's swearing this. So just, if you don't like swearing, just manually beep it out as you're listening. I woke up at a mate's with a fucked shoulder. I was brought home by someone during the night who'd found me in the creek. So this is in Bendigo. It happened in Bendigo. So Mac had been out and he'd been trying to obviously get home, and he's fallen down the Bendigo Creek. Now, the Bendigo Creek, for those playing at home, it's about a 2.5 metre drop, I reckon, Maso. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
2.5 metres? Pure concrete
Oh.
when the creek's dry. And it was dry. So this person has walked past, and he said apparently, so Macca says, apparently I'd fallen from the bridge down to the bottom. It was near the skate park. You know where it is, Maso. But yeah, near the skate park. So it's down the creek, and this person walked past them, and this guy or girl. He doesn't even know if it was a guy or girl, but they went to school with Macca.
Oh.
So Macca goes, I still to this day do not know who brought me home. As my mates. Oh, so yeah. So the person must have brought Macca home and said to the people at the house he was staying at, I went to school with Macca. But these other people didn't go to Macca school with Macca. So that's all he knows is that he went to school with this person that found him at the creek and helped him get to his mate's house, which was across the road. So Macca doesn't know who it was. That's all the information. He's like, I'd love to find out who it was one of these days. So he wants to say publicly thank you to that school person, that person that he went to school with that saved him that night, got him out of the creek and got him home safe and sound.
No, he doesn't know. It's an anonymous or
Anonymous, thank you. And this would have
thank you.
happened, I reckon, I've known Macca, oh gosh, I've known him 15, 20 years. I reckon it would have happened around 15 years ago. So he's been holding on. He's been holding that flame.
For a long time. I hope this person knows and they get back in touch with us and go, it was me, or know the story. Please connect them like Fiona O'Loughlin with her little old lady.
Little lady. We need to do a call out, don't we? Who saved Macca?
Love that.
What have you got? So a nice way to kick it off. That's a nice thank you.
Yeah, love that. What a good Samaritan. Love
Yeah.
that. So we had a message from one of our avid listeners through into the DMs. She says, thank you to all my friends who still talk to me even after many heavy nights on the booze when I was not at my best. Thank you to the Uber drivers across Victoria for getting me and my friends home safely after a large night out. Not ever receiving a rating from me was... as I was too inebriated.
That's great. That's great. That's a great one. Yep.
Isn't it good? Yeah.
I think it's a fairly blanket thank you to all Uber drivers that get drunk people home safely.
Yeah, 100%. I called an Uber this morning actually, funnily enough, and I was wanting to pick his brain about thank yous. Get many thank yous. Yeah. And because I said to him, do you get many people sick in your cab? And he said, yeah. He goes, I've had about 6. And he said, the worst, he goes, sort of the big corporate blokes who drink and eat oysters all day. He goes, and they'll be talking fine, and then they'll just throw up. Like they won't be expecting them, and they'll just throw up, and then they'll get quite aggressive because they're quite embarrassed about it.
Yep.
And he goes, it's just disgusting, the smell. He goes, they eat that shellfish, the one in the, and I'm like, oysters. Yeah. I'm like, that's disgusting. So, yeah, the poor guy. Anyway, he was talking about, I said, do many people thank you? And he goes, not really. He goes, I would rather a thank you than money. He goes, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. So we need to thank Uber drivers more.
Yeah, drunk or sober.
Yeah, exactly. Because it just, it just lights up their day when they're thanked. And because I said, have you ever had to help people inside? Like, and he said, yeah, he has. So Uber drivers, they're underestimated the job they do, and they put themselves out there. Like, it's a risky job.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can I just slide a quick one in there? You just reminded me. I do want to say thank you to the taxi driver that got me home safe from a party and then had to go and knock on my mum and dad's front door because I was asleep in the front of the taxi as a 16-year-old girl and they all had to carry me out. So thank you, Mr. Taxi Man. I'm sure my parents actually want to thank him as well. So it's a group thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to say thank you to the local police for driving me back in the divvy van as a teenager as well.
It is in Kerrang, in K-Town.
Have you ever been back in the
No, I haven't.
Back in
no.
the DV van, have you not?
No. We're going home with the back of a DV
van.
Never. I haven't ticked that one off.
Yeah,
So
I think
what,
it's
do
a
they
bit of a
pick you up?
country. Well, I think when you're on we're just mates with the coppers, and we're like,
Oh,
give us a lift,
just a
give us
courtesy
lift.
ride.
Yeah, just give us a
Courtesy
lift
bus.
on the other, like up the other end of town. Yeah,
That's gold.
I know.
That's gold.
Funny.
I need to say thank you to a couple of parents of my friends.
Mhm.
And I won't again name names, but a colleague I worked with at Hungry Jack's, her mum showered me off when I got back to her house and spewed. And also to my other dear friend who also put me in the shower after another friend's 21st and hosed me off and tucked me into bed. And that's when I woke up and said to my friend, did we go out last night? And she was like, Breeza, you were home at like 10 p.m. in nude in the shower. Mum was hosing you off. So thank you. Thank you to those two wonderful women.
Thank you for a shower down. I've never had a shower down.
Have you? Well, apparently I have had two. Couldn't tell you anything about it. Blacked out.
Thank you to, this is me. Thank you to the girl that I punched for dropping the charges.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the police involved with all that.
Yeah.
It hasn't completely ruined my career and my life. So thank you.
That's a big one.
Thank you and sorry.
Yeah. Double header, double whammy.
Yeah. But I did apologise for that. Have I? Yeah,
I don't know. Did you?
Oh, I think I.
What was yours, Maso?
Sorry. I'm really sorry about that. That was horrendous. I think I said it in the Maso episode and explained. That was my confession session.
Yeah. But did you say sorry?
No, I don't think I said sorry. Sorry. That's a shit. That wasn't very genuine, was it?
That. I think, yeah. I know you're deep down very sorry.
I am. I genuinely am.
Yeah, because you grappled with that story a lot, I reckon, before you brought it to the surface.
And I think I gloss over it and make a bit of fun about it because it's so uncomfortable. Because it's exactly
that's
who
your
I'm
coping
not.
strategy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because when you really dig deep, it's like,
who
when
am
you've done
I?
something really shit.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah. So I am sincerely sorry for that. That was really ordinary. But we're on a thank you episode, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you for dropping the charges. I like that. Thank you. I wanted to say thanks to Mum for phoning in sick for me when I was hungover. I was working at the chemist, so I got the chemist job when I was 17.
Yeah.
So I still live at Mum and Dad's, and yeah, I'd been out on Thursday night, uni night, because that's what you do when you don't go to uni. You go out to uni nights, and yeah, it was that hug the next day that I was like, Mum, can you ring in sick? Because it will sound more genuine if it's from the mum. So Mum rang in sick. So thank you, Mum.
What a good sport.
Yeah, what a good sport. I think she just probably rolled her eyes and gave me a spray, and then rang the chemist to say Brianna was got a bad cold. She won't be coming in today.
Oh, what a good sport. Took one for the team.
One for the team, Linny. So thank you.
Linny. Thank you, Linny. Well, actually, talking about mums, thank you to my mum as well. Oh, she's seen me in some shocking states and still backs it up and loves me the next day. Thank you. Thanks, Mum. Thanks for still loving me in all the colours. Oh,
what's your mum's name again, Maso?
Jude.
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 Jude dog. Jude. Well, while we're speaking about parents, I want to say thanks to Mum and Dad for saying no.
Oh, I love this.
There's two. Actually, yes, there was two. One big occasion where I wanted to go to schoolies in Torquay after the end of year 12, and I was 17, and they said no. I was like filthy on them, Maso. I was just like, worst parents in the world.
I hate you.
Hated them, yeah. Hated them. But I'm actually glad they did say no. I'm glad that they had, because that was to protect my best interests. At the time, I was like, fuck you. But I got to go to Torquay the next year when I was 18 and party. But yeah, I just looking back now that I'm, more mature, I can see why they said no. And it would have been a bloody hard conversation or dad would have been like, no, but mum would have been like, oh, sorry, but it's a no. So, yeah, I know that would have been hard to make that hard call, but they did it with my best interest. So thank you for
Love
saying no.
that. Love that. Well, we're still in the parent chat.
It's a lot of thank yous to parents, isn't it? So,
I should have said thanks to
So
Dad
many.
with that. Thanks to Mum, but Dad doesn't listen. He doesn't know how to work a podcast or YouTube.
could be the year 2023. Get on the
Yeah.
potties.
So thanks, Dadsy, as well. But thank you to my parents who never drank. I never saw them drunk. There was no alcohol in my house. So thank you for bringing me up in a world where the alcohol wasn't a thing. I'm really grateful for that.
Love that.
And which is crazy because, you know, I turned into a bit of a boozer, and my brother loves drink too. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? So I
Isn't
really
it?
love being that alcohol was never a thing in
Yeah.
growing up.
I love that too.
Yeah, love that. So
Well,
thank
I think we can both just say thanks to our parents as a blanket,
you. Yeah.
just for raising us.
Yeah.
We turned out all right, did we?
We
Maso?
were all right.
But there was some
rounded.
bumpy roads. There was some definitely bumpy. It's like
Well,
I was on the Gib Road in Kimberley with my parents. There was a lot of bumps. Gib River Road. I think it's Gib
Yeah.
River. Oh, can't think now.
Push the boundaries. Well, I think we're just experimenting life and exploring, and we're pretty adventurous humans that we like to just see the rules are there. We'll give them a bit of a break, push the envelopes a fair bit. But I think we've turned out to be pretty good, well-rounded humans. Maybe a bit wobbly, a bit bent out of shape. But I know they'd be proud of us what we're doing.
Yeah.
to help others.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've challenged them though. I'm sure they've had many sleepless
Definitely.
nights on us. So sorry.
Shit, yeah. Yeah. Sorry and
Oh.
thank you.
Yeah, sorry and thank you.
Always welcoming us back.
Yeah, yes. Letting us back in.
Another thank you actually to another parent, my friend's parents, is when no matter what time of the night when we were out in the tear, me and my friend, we could always ring her mum and she'd pick us up.
I'm nodding.
Yeah, you're nodding.
Seriously, because my mum was the same. Mum and dad were the same.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be that parent too, Mason.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
actually said that to Indian Kaya actually.
Did ya?
Said no matter where you
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
no matter what happens, never get in a car with a drink driver. I will come and get
Yep.
you. Even though I'm not part of that family anymore, I
Yep.
left my number. Like wherever you are, I'll come and get you. Like don't
Yep.
get in a car with a drink driver. My number's there. And my mum and dad had drilled that into. Mum drove to Bendigo to pick Norma once from Kerang to Bendigo.
I've got
yeah.
goosebumps.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
where was she living?
Kerang. So drove from Kerang to Bendigo. So that's like a 3-hour round trip to pick
Epic.
him up after he'd been like clubbing in Bendigo.
Epic.
Yeah. So and she'd always said that, and yeah, she's picked us up at all sorts of times wherever we were. So it's an amazing message to never get in the car with a drink driver. That was drilled
Never.
home. Yeah,
Drilled
Yeah.
home.
drilled home.
And
But
you,
you know,
Maso?
Breeza, I have. I'm
PFC.
disappointingly, yep, exactly right. And
Yeah.
I'm disgusted with that. But it wasn't until later in life, and I'm really disappointed. I am disgusted that I have drink drove too.
mate,
I
Same.
hate that. I hate admitting
Same.
that,
same.
particularly that it was such a massive. It was something that was drilled in so heavily, but
Yeah.
it is when you've turned that your first brain to your third brain when you've
Yeah.
had drinks aren't the same. And I am thankful, and that's part of these thank you, that I'm thankful for not ever causing injury,
Yeah.
or I'm here to tell the tale because so many haven't. So
And
Thank
like
you.
you've said before, Maso, we all
Mm.
know one person in
Yeah.
our lives that has
Yep.
either been a drink
Oh.
driver or been in a car, been a passenger in a drink driving accident.
Yeah.
And that actually reminds me, a person I know was telling me the other day that he got into a car with a drink driver. And he was telling me, like, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks after it happened.
Mm.
And he's like, I can't believe I did that.
Mm.
And he'd been drinking as well. But he's like, I can't believe I did that. And I'm like, you wouldn't have done it sober.
yeah, 100%.
Just at a
100%.
at a function. Hear that?
Yeah. I remember if people were getting into a car, I would just adamantly just stand there and say, I'm not getting in that car. Like I would not get the car. I would just refuse getting in that car. And I'm proud of myself I could do that then, but obviously I broke the rules.
So what made you break? You just
probably, ugh. I'll say this and then I'll decide whether we want to edit it out.
Yeah.
The person that I was with was very, very close to them. And I had said I never get in the car with a drink driver, but they were quite, what do I say? I don't know what the correct wording is there, but they were very convincing that it was okay.
Right. Yep.
All the time and made it fine. And so I just thought, oh, yeah, we're safe.
Yeah.
Even though I knew it was wrong and I'd said I don't want to do this and we should call a cab or Uber wherever we go, they would always say, no, we should. We're good. Do you know what I mean? Which is putrid. And then that became a habit.
I know, because you've done it once, you do it again.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah, slippery slope. And just, it's like Russian roulette, isn't it?
Horrendous, so bad. So, yeah, and I think that that person thought they were a bit invincible as well.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
You know what I mean? And then you get a bit swept up in that.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway.
Anyway.
There you go.
Over to you. So, yeah, thank you to all the parents, actually, that take that phone call at 3 a.m. and go and pick their kids and kids' friends up.
Scrape them up.
Scrape them up.
This is something that I saw when I was home last, actually, and I'm saying thank you on behalf of these people. I was going for a walk and there was a shopping trolley over the top of a giveaway sign.
Yep, seems like a thing you'd see in Kerrang.
Yeah. So I would say those people would be waking up the next day going, thank you that didn't cause an accident. And thank you for the person and the shopping trolley people that have to go around and fetch shopping trolleys and witches' hats.
Yeah.
Like shower workers or councils that have to go and pick up road signs and witches' hats that the people have removed.
Yep.
Like there's safety things, Breeza. And drunk people are always rolling home with a witch's hat on your head, haven't you? Oh, great. My biggest thing actually was going home with a shopping trolley. That's how my ex and I used to drive home. It was a big thing.
Handy.
It was fun. It was so fun. But, yeah, those shopping trolleys. Who's collecting those?
I don't know. Well, actually, funny you say that. Funny you ask that because I was at the supermarket last night back in November and there was – so shopping trolley, you know how the boys and girls normally work in the car park and they collect all the trolleys?
Yeah.
It's only a two-person job, right?
Yeah.
Not anymore. There's like a machine.
Oh, yes, I have seen the
machine. Have you seen the machine?
Yeah.
I was pointing that to my kids going, oh, my gosh, they used to have like normally two teenagers because you hear them talking. They'd collect the trolley and help maneuver it. Nah, now it's just a machine and then one person. High-tech trolleys.
See you later, people.
I need to thank a whole continent. Oh, May. So I look back at my time in Africa and I think of how many times something could have gone totally pear-shaped. I spent 2 months there. We drank most nights, put myself in some pretty dangerous situations, lived to tell the tale. And I don't know if I need to thank the universe or the Africa or who there, but something was looking out for me that whole trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a biggie.
Can
we thank the galaxy? Can we get how big can we go?
I pretty much want to second that actually with Europe.
Yeah.
With our 3 months around that as well.
Yeah, mate.
I don't remember much about that trip actually.
Nah,
I couldn't say, there was no landmark. All I remember is who was remember that time that blah, blah was blah, blah in Lagos or do you know what I mean? That's how we remember cities about how wasted someone was or the beach party when you and blah were monged out on the beach. Like, yes, I do. I'm all with it. Europe, thank you for keeping me safe when I really should have died several times over.
There's a quick little story actually of Africa adventures. So I had a big night and the next day was on the beach in Zanzibar. Thank you, Maso. I think in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Zanzibar, and fell asleep. Fell asleep, woke up like a beetroot on the beach.
No.
Literally stuffed up the rest of I think we had another maybe 2 days there. Me and my friend laid in the room and the locals brought us in banana skins and lathered
Oh.
our bodies in banana skins, and we lay there like mummies for a good day to get the sting off the sunburn. 'Cause we're both like real white and pasty. And then so got out of that the next day, and of course felt like we had to make up for lost time. So just rinse and repeat and got hammered again.
Rinse and repeat. Isn't that funny, that makeup for lost time?
Oh yes,
That was a classic. Oh,
you go harder,
yeah.
and then you just lose more time anyway.
Oh, yeah. Banana skin. Did it work? Was it any good?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
So we didn't blister anyway. We were fried, Maso. We were completely fried.
This is
Like-
my other sauce friend. Whitey,
Yeah.
tasty friend.
You could have cooked an egg on it. Like, oh, it was horrendous. Horrendous.
Dead.
In such a beautiful
Dead.
place. Just, cooked up in bed like a
Cooked it.
mummy.
Well, I just want to probably wrap it up. I could
Yeah.
keep thanking, but I just want to say thank you to my friends for tolerating me and coming along with my antics, my harebrained ideas, my spontaneity to just go, yeah, let's do that. Let's do something crazy. Let's turn the music up. Let's start a party. Let's drink the drinks, take the things. Let's get higher. And
Yeah.
they still love me.
Yeah.
They're still here. So thank you, my friends, so
Yeah.
much.
I'll ditto to that too.
Yeah, thanks for
With
having some good
my
times
girls.
with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we had some,
Absolutely.
and as much as booze has taken so much from us, it's still given us some really bloody good times.
Yeah. Some good times, good memories with our peeps.
Few lots of blackouts.
Lots of blackouts. And to also circle back to the friends as well, Maso, is thank you to all our friends and family who have been really super supportive of us on our sobriety journey. My partner's been unreal, Doc. He's been...
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, he's like, support you either way, Breeza. If you want to drink, don't want to drink, whatever it looks like. Yep, I'll support you. So, everyone, we've had so much support, haven't we, Maso?
We really
year?
have. And just going back on Doc, because I was told previously that my relationship would work because I drank and they didn't drink. So that's huge for Doc. So well done.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you're so right.
So,
Maso.
because
You're
it
so
can
right.
fracture. And that's not the first time that I've heard that. That's happened to friends that have broken up as well because alcohol is so ingrained in their life when it's not matching. It's like, we're not going to work anymore. Yeah. So huge props to Doc. So well done. 3 cheers to Doc.
Yeah.
For really, for supporting you. That's amazing. Love that, Doc. Well done by you. What were you saying? So, thanks to our friends. Yeah, they've been, and their listeners. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Feedback.
Our VIPs. Our listeners.
Yes. We love getting your feedback. We hear you in the DMs. We see you. You're all over our stuff, and we just adore that. And we just love you being here, listening to us.
We do.
Like pork chops.
I've just realised I have got a little story to round up this episode.
Oh, bring it.
It comes from Macca. It comes from Macca again. I feel like Macca's going to have like a weekly story.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, so he says, this is not even a thank you. It's just a story to wrap it up. Okay.
She's got the giggles already.
Yeah, I've got the giggles because I can just imagine this happening.
Yeah.
All right. I went and stayed at a mate's place in Gladstone when my house was getting built. And we got blind on his back veranda. I woke up in the morning and my mate was laughing, going, "Don't you remember your magic trick last night?" I didn't remember the magic trick. So his Mrs. Anita, name dropping, don't know her though. So his Mrs. Anita had done a massive roast dinner for us and his 2 teenage kids. And she'd set up a big feed on their big dining table, with a tablecloth. I got up just as we were all about to sit down to eat to announce that I had a magic trick. So I proceeded to... You know where this is going. Oh, gosh. So I proceeded to pull the dinner cloth out from under all the dinner. From out under the dinner served on the table. Obviously, my magic trick failed. Oh, Macca.
Oh, that's so good. Is there any photographic evidence of that?
don't know. I'll have to ask him.
I
have to
love
ask him.
it.
How funny.
But don't you feel like you can do magic though?
Oh, shit, yeah. Absolutely.
That's great.
Oh,
Thank you.
thanks,
Thanks,
Macca.
Breezer.
Thanks, Maso.
Macca. Thanks,
Let's
E-Dog.
roll into phone fuck up.
Yeah, go on
It's
then.
a phone, fuck up with the PH, just we didn't give an F for the call attacks.
So this story comes from, it's actually a fellow crew member had a bit of a boozy night out with the crew. And obviously we have our phone, our PAs that we've got to call through to, the flight crew or, the crew down the back. And she was a little bit sideways, a little bit dusty at the other end. And so not really thinking straight, takes this obviously serious call. Flight crew are calling through to give them the weather, the update, what gate, any other important information. And before she hung up the phone, she goes, "Okay, love you."
Just on autopilot.
Love you on the way out, just before she hung up. Have you ever done that yourself? Did you just dropped a bit of "I love you" to someone that you shouldn't have?
No, but can I share a quick funny? Oh, this could be another. No, well, this was a this was a sober story actually. Can I share it with you?
Yeah.
So a friend was she lives in Melbourne, and she was getting a plumber over to her house to fix something up. So he must have been and gone, and then she messaged him about he was like a 60-year-old man. She was in her late 30s. And she had to text him about something about the invoice or something. Did a kiss on the end. Did a kiss. And it was panic at the disco straight away. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it." And he loved it. But yeah, just did an autopilot kiss to the plumber. Which I loved.
Yeah, I love it. That's so good.
So that's a gold one. How funny.
Yeah, that's it. How funny.
All right. Well, over to Recco before we wrap up the final ep for 2022, baby.
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
All right, what you got?
You can start.
I'm going with Mojo Crow.
Oh, brilliant.
My recommendation is jump over to Mojo Crow on Instagram, get some merch, get on the app, get on everything that he's about. Mindset, kindness, pay it forward, do something kind. Just be kind.
Yep.
Him being kind, that small gesture of this jumper, I'm still on a high 24 hours later and longer. I'm going to milk this. This is going to have so many legs. You're going to be so sick of seeing all of this over social media. But it brought me so much joy. That simple act of kindness just brings so much joy.
Yeah. And you're spreading it further, Maso.
And own your story. I love that.
Yes, love that. Mine sort of actually feeds into this a little bit, Maso. And I don't know if you follow this person on Instagram, Luke John Matthew Arnold.
Luke John Matthew Arnold. Okay.
Yeah, he is he's a very clever person. He does some amazing artwork, and the messages, it's all about the message in that artwork.
Okay.
He does the funnest
I
stuff.
follow him already. I know the one.
Yeah. How good is he?
Yes, so good. Really clever.
Oh.
Says
I
this
love
one.
it.
That one straight up.
Yeah. So that says, "Fuck, you are wonderful" on artwork.
Yeah.
I love him. I love, when you just might see a quote that he puts up at the right time.
Yeah.
And you're like, boom. So, yeah, get busy on his Instagram. It's Luke John Matthew Arnold, all one word, obviously. And, just have a look at his artwork. Buy some. I think it's brilliant. I think
This one I've just found. He says, "When that voice inside your head fills your heart with fucking dread, don't forget you need to kick that shitty voice right in the dick."
Oh, brilliant. I'll often screenshot and send it to friends.
Yeah, right. Oh, we should get him on because he sounds fun.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, he'd have a story.
Would love to hear his story of where that came about. So that's a great reco. Oh, thanks, Breeza.
Oh my God, this is it.
Go and give us some stars. Go and give us some stars on the reviews.
Star us up. That's that can be a New Year's resolution, peeps, is to boost, rebate some stars.
That's kindness. There it is.
Kindness. Yeah. That's it.
Find us through in the stars.
That's it. Well, we'll be back. Actually, we're back in your ear holes throughout the whole January holiday period, peeps.
Yeah.
So never fear.
We strategically did that, didn't we? I don't know about
It was
you
your
guys,
idea,
but
Maso. Yeah.
I feel like I need those podcasts during the holidays. That's when I need people the most.
Yeah.
I get really lost when I don't have that constant potties. Did you find that as well? So I think
hell yeah. Yeah. And when you said, because I'm like, I'll have a break in Jan, you're like, nah, that's when people will be needing it on their holidays. I'm like, oh, boo, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I think. And so we have to do, obviously, ramp up extra work. So we're double timing.
Yeah.
So that we can deliver it to you guys. So, yeah, throw us a star.
Throw us a star, 5.
Throw us a review.
Only 5.
We don't take less than 5.
Well, so this is our first full year of Boost Bands because we started in October last year. So our first full year, and we've punched out, like, for the year alone, something a lot.
58,
a lot.
59.
We've only had 2 weeks off, mate. 2 weeks off. Yeah. Boost Bands around the clock coming at you. We don't rest. We don't sleep.
We're here for the people.
Sleep when we're dead. So, yeah, just because we love it so much. We do love it so much.
We do.
Helps ourselves along the way. And I just love getting, like, the comments from people. It's so nice, especially face to face. Like, I've been listening to your potty. I'm like, oh, thank you.
It is incredible. It is. It really makes a massive difference to, I don't know, just like we get so much out of this. You and I are just so up and about. Like, you know, we're very, very lucky to have this for each other. We wouldn't do it if we hated it, but to know that the ripple effect that it's helping. If we help one person, our job is done.
Yeah.
And like I just love hearing the guest stories, and we've got some cracking guests coming up as well. Oh my goodness.
Shit, yeah.
Wait. So
yeah, we do, don't we? I'm excited by that.
Yeah, very lucky. So
well, Happy New Year, peeps.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And we'll catch you on the flip side in 2023.
Yeah. Be kind to yourself. It's okay. Wherever you're at, it's okay. Bloody love ya.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, guys.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Thanks for a great year.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Eric Ladd.
We love you, Eric.